Hello, Pioneers, and welcome back to another episode of the Daily Candle Close News. Sending you all much love and high vibrations out to wherever you are in the Matrix. And apologies ahead of time if you hear some traffic in the background because we're under the stars tonight. It's my mission, Pioneers, as someone who puts their artwork out there in the Matrix, as someone who is channeling in this knowledge, gnosis, and wisdom. It's my goal to bring people together, because together we have unity and we have strength in numbers, and together, Pioneers, we are unstoppable. And I hope that my messages, they benefit at least one Pioneer's life. Why? Because I am fully committed to my physical experience while here in the Matrix. I'm so committed, it should scare you, Pioneers. I'm so committed because I know it's all going to end one day. Everything. It'll all be gone, and I can't take none of it with me, Pioneers. And if today, everything for you, it ended, what or who would the Matrix say you were? Did you leave behind a legacy? So I'll leave you there to think about that today, Pioneers, as we get ready to transition into our weekly technical analysis and cryptocurrency video. Because I believe that what you believe in your hearts and speak in your minds will eventually become your words and your reality one day. And I've learned these things along my way. And it's been my journey to come out here and teach you that what you repeatedly do, it gets ingrained in your subconscious mindset. And what gets ingrained in your subconscious mindset becomes an unconscious action and an unconscious activity. And I just want mine to be guideful and helpful and nurturing to others, Pioneers, because if you can see it right here in your mind, then you can hold it right here in your hand. And that's the true definition of alchemy, Pioneers. Taking an idea and a thought and manifesting it into physical reality. Remember that. That's what I'm here to teach you. Become a co-creator of your own physical reality. Become an alchemist, Pioneers. If I could say anything about crypto and investing right now, at this moment in time in the Matrix, it would honestly be that people need to expand their timeline for their overall investment thesis. There are many ways people could do this, and I suggest you go and do your own due diligence. But we see way too many people right now just jumping into crypto thinking that they're going to get rich yesterday. And it doesn't work like that, Pioneers. Believe me and trust me, from someone who's been in crypto for years. I promise you, anyone telling you that, they're lying. And you really need to question these content providers that shield cryptocurrency like that. The biggest problem that I personally see this creating when these content providers teach new crypto investors that it's just easy and a get rich quick scheme. Well, it's teaching many people to focus on financial freedom and not financial security. Because financial freedom is make-believe, Pioneers. It doesn't exist. It's not real. It's literally a psychological operation. The only freedom we need is spiritual and conscience freedom. That's it. Once we achieve that, everything else falls into place. Because you're already rich and you're already powerful, Pioneers. And it's literally just that simple. You want to have a free mind. A free mind is a threat to the establishment, and a free heart is a cure to every problem in this world. And I've told you this, Pioneers, but a free mind can generate anything because it's infinite and tapped into the oneness, the divine, infinite consciousness, Pioneers. So again, you don't want financial freedom. You want financial security. Someone that's focused on financial security understands and is within the process of financial security, working out the steps needed to achieve it. Whereas those who focus only on financial freedom, they only exist in the outcome, meaning they are always focused on the outcome and the greed, and never, ever do they focus on the process and any of the things I'm telling you now, and the things I've been telling you, pioneers. Most of these things you'll ignore, just like everyone else. Years ago, I was told that 3, maybe 4 out of every 100 people I tell and talk to will listen to me. And boy, oh boy, has that stuck true to this day. Financial security is the now, the process, and never the outcome, pioneers. Remember, you're already free, you're already rich, and you're already powerful. And boy, oh boy, what a week it has been, with interesting price action for Bitcoin, essentially gravitating up to this 45K range before getting sold right back down to this 37K range that we just broke as we entered 3.7. So not surprising to see Bitcoin drop all the way back down to 37K as we get ready to head into today, 3/7, March 7th. I think that's organic synchronicity playing in the cards. This is a time frame in the markets. I think it's normal to see choppy zigzag consolidation price action sideways in this trading range between 45K and obviously now, a good support held at about 36.9, 369. So very important, holding this trend line that we talked about in our last video. So again, it's been there for days, and to see it come back and retest this trend line and hold immaculate support before getting bought right back up in a wick so far today, very bullish to see. Here on the Daily Candle Close News, we know trend lines can get broken easily, but we can see very clearly here that it's holding fruition and keeping us in this uptrend, moving sideways. Very bullish to see. Still battling this 236 to get back above and hold support here on the Daily Candle Close News of around 41K. So very bullish. All right, one thing we're going to do is extend our firmament out a little bit and adjust this. And we'll see that it holds more convenience in the cards when we do that. Something I was noticing last night when looking at the charts. I said we'll extend this in video live for all the pioneers to see. The firmaments here are something we follow. A great trick that I learned from my mentor. But very bullish to see this breakout of the firmament back on February 28th. One of my last videos that I came out and prepared you all for hours before we saw this breakout. Not surprising. We knew February and the end of February we needed to close back above 3940K, and we closed it at 43. So very bullish to see that. We know why that 43 is so powerful. We've gone over that multiple times in some videos here recently and explained just how powerful you are connected to that number 43. It's the self number, the Neo Trinity number, as well as the Skull and Bones Yale number, tying us into our Super Bowl 56 that had a total of 43 points scored. Just some very interesting things that we've tied that to. I wasn't too excited about this. Pretty adamant that it was going to be a bull trap, and it was. Liquidating leverage traders on the way up and down real quick in this time period. I do think we're going to continue to see some pretty choppy, volatile action. Our W pattern breakout did not fully hold, taking us up to 55K to see that completely break out. But we'll continue to talk about what I think's going on with that in a moment. We've gotten a little bit of this pullback right around this March 3rd date. Not surprising to see our new moon giving us the top in the microstructure, but then the 3rd of March giving us that very symbolic 3-3 in the 222 year. We know how important that 33 number it is. We know Jesus prophesied for 33 years. He died at the age of 33. We know 33 is the degrees that water unfreezes, symbolizing the unfrozen pineal gland. Very important symbology to this number 33. We know most of our Skull and Bones Brotherhood of Death members are 33rd degree Freemasons, and these are known factual things in the world that they teach us about this number 33. So getting the exoteric, what we know, what we see, what we're giving, and getting the esoteric here with this 33. Very powerful on 3-3, March being the true first of the new year. So this is actually 1-3 or 3-1. Again, internationally written 1-3. Or 3-1, I mean. So very important, this date right here, giving us this sell-off, bringing us back down in the markets. Not surprising to see. I was able to prepare you for this date as well, moving forward or going back in time. So I'll keep that short right there about that date. You always get a sneak peek of some interesting dates that are approaching. Again, sorry for any traffic in the background, Pioneers. But again, we're under the stars and the moonlit sky tonight. Definitely very grateful for all my Pioneers that follow me here on the Daily Candle Close News. Lately, I've seen some amazing teamwork from a few of the Pioneers, and I can tell which ones are really going to be here, and which ones are going to take control of this imminent change that's happening in the Matrix and change the lives of their families moving forward. The rest of them, I guess, are still just caught in the Matrix insanity and ignoring the messages that are left, ignoring the videos that are dropped, because I can see that some are truly changing their realities and manifesting each and everything that it is that they want here in this Matrix. And so it's very humbling to see people actually taking advantage of the work that we're providing here. Truly grateful for each and every one of you. I wanted you all to know that. Shout out to all of you Pioneers. All right, so we've continued to hold this level in late January of 32K, so that's very important. Anything below that, we have another story to come out and talk about. We see the 24th of January as well as the 24th of February were sell-off days that were bought up and closed green, leaving massive wicks in the structure. So that's showing the absorption right here by the whales and the composite man, the uncommon 1%, the Pioneers here on the Daily Candle Close News, because we don't trip, we buy the dip. So very important. So we'll consider about 39,200 the range that we want to see break out. Right there at 39.2. We'll see if we can break that out today, Monday, Moon Day. 3-7, symbolizing the 3 sevens, the jackpot in the casino. So very important. We'll keep an eye on that range. We know 39 going back in time right here, going back here, as well as on the 1st of February, leading into our new moon. Very important. We've had this 39K range to get past for quite some time that we can't seem to close and hold structure above, holding support above this 39K. So very important. Not being able to get above it's very obvious. We need some time to find resolution on which way this is going to go. I mean, even back in time, we had some 39K resistance back here. So without no price increase to the golden pocket going out on 4 months now, we're kind of leaning towards a breakout towards the golden pocket, but we do need to be patient and consider everything that's going on geopolitically and in the world right now. We need to pay attention to everything, not just cryptocurrency as well. There's a lot of talks with the feds, et cetera, going on. And again, I tell you all, this is all just nonsense and narratives that you don't need to pay attention to, but it does have an effect to these markets because of how they pre-program this algorithm that we're exposing here on the Daily Candle Close News. The issue with all this war and everything is it's pretty obvious they want you to have your eyes all over war and nothing else, fear. But while all of that's going on, we see the dollar is just breaking out, ladies and gentlemen, past the golden pocket. Very powerful. 711 days it's taken to break out to this level. We know oil is at that symbolic 1, 2, 3 level, just breaking out. While you're worried about fear, you're not paying attention to how they're systemically making it harder and impossible for you to live your daily lives. So they want you to be just caught in this fear, causing hyperinflation is what this is. And they're not going to call it that because their measuring metrics in our economy do not include oil and the dollar, so because it's a scam. So they want you to be caught up in fear right now while they make your lives harder. They don't want you to be aware of what's going on behind the scenes with this war. They're going to price you out of the ability to get the two main things that you need to live in this world, because this gas is going to make food go up, etc. So truckers got to supply food all around the world, and they need gas to do it. And you're probably going to see this continue to break out into new all-time highs. So very important. But I'm sending all my love out to you, Pioneers, because this is something that we've been warning about for going on 2 years now on the Daily Candle Close News, especially heading into the Shemitah year. There's a lot going on here. This is sort of the time where we really do start to see these things unfold. And if you're following my work, then you've been in and you've increased your savings account by being in a non-inflationary asset that increases over time, no matter what's going on. And, hopefully that's benefited you, But we're talking about real life right now. And during Shemitah, you don't want to make huge financial mistakes. You want to be prepared. And that's something that I hope I've been able to do ahead of time for you all. We need to be focused on financial security and not financial freedom, like I stated at the beginning of this video. Financial freedom is the outcome. We never want to focus on that. Know your outcome, like we did here 2+ years ago, as it already existed then. And now we're preparing for the future now as it already exists. Know your outcome as it is now. Be in the process, Pioneers. That is financial security. And that's what I'm trying to teach here. And hopefully it's benefited you all. If you bought the C19 dip, and while this geopolitical tensions is causing gas to shoot up to $4 on the East Coast, like I predicted months ago here in North Carolina, ladies and gentlemen, then you already know the game, so you can't be played. That's my point. I'm very adamant that in Shemitah we're going to see it be a deflationary time. And we're seeing that. The dollar is showing its strength for right now. And it's really going to create a havoc on the rest of the world. Why? Because the dollar is going up. Other countries are pegged to the dollar. Other currencies are failing. That's what's going on here. You think you got it bad in America? You ain't seen shit. Stop whining. The richest people around the world are settling into dollars right now during this Shemitah before we go quantum. Before this crash comes. You mark my words. So, I'm saying this time and time again. This will be very important this year. Highly volatile and highly chaotic for the economy and the markets. Geopolitical, the news, etc. Don't get caught in the narratives, Pioneers. It's quite scary right now because most people are not prepared and they have no idea what I'm talking about because they're stuck in their TikTok videos and their Wats and their whatevers and their sporting events, and they're not listening to anything I say, or they don't do their own due diligence in any research. So I know I've decided to take this route of going on the world stage in the matrix through the internet and sharing it with you all, and just speaking 100% of my truth and true authentic, being my one authentic self. And I have a few people resonate with me. I got 3 followers, but most people reject it because it destroys the illusion of what they've built this matrix up to be. Remember that. I've had the hate, the humiliation thrown my way. I don't let it bother me. I take that energy and I put it out in the world and do something good with it. I steal that energy that people give me. Remember that. And I share it with you. So if you know anybody out there in the world that's dealing with anything right now, send them your love and your high vibrations. But focus on the most important person right now in this most chaotic time, which is you. Because through you, pioneers, that's where the universe starts to expand infinitely. Because you tapped into infinite consciousness, like I said earlier. Don't get focused on the distractions in the matrix, like war, nonsense. Pay attention to what it does in the background with oil and the dollar, etc. So, the system is so sophisticated and so deep and crosses through so many different aspects, calendars, etc. To just simply decode it the best that we can do and know that we not have it all is fascinating and mind-blowing, pioneers. To be in this interesting time. And, during this time, I suggest we all find love and relinquish all fears this year. So get out of that lack mindset and strive for that abundant mindset. Point blank period, pioneers. Grow. Better yourselves. So I'm saying this out of love, you guys, because, truth is spoken with love. With all that being said, we're in this interesting time, and this 39K is continuing to go back multiple times to be a resistance that we can't break out. I expect April to be a pivot month for the markets and a potential breakout. So that's very important. We'll continue to keep an eye on that. Can't get back above the median side, the Bollinger Band, so we're possibly going to retest this bottom side at 35. Setting an even higher low in the structure. We'll have to continue to see how that works out and plays into fruition, just using the Bollinger Bands right now. We can see clear downtrend, but clear uptrend. And we can even see that on the RSI as well when we pull that up. So we believe that this is possibly in the midst of a pivot, you guys. So downtrend with a clear bottom, double bottom structure, and we'll know this when we see this break back above probably 47K, 48K. We'll confirm this uptrend structure for sure, and that this is a double bottom. So that's very important. But to see this downtrend in both the RSI and the price action with a clear bottom in both and an uptrend, then this is important to keep an eye on. Setting both higher lows in each price action in the structure. That's confirming that we're possibly still in this uptrend and trend reversal, that it's just consolidating and taking some time to figure out which way it wants to go. And we're still bullish. Excuse me, let me get a drink of water. And I've been telling all my pioneers lately, especially around these dramatic days, that, we don't trip. This is, the greatest time for cryptocurrency investors and pioneers. Be greedy when others are fearful, but be fearful when others are greedy. And, throughout this consolidation period, we've seen some really swing action trades that could be taken advantage of. Like this 91 cents that we were able to take advantage of at 89 and 90 cents and rebuy back in at our 66 cent was the lowest for XRP. And I know this is on the Bitcoin chart, but I'm just making an example. It's been very volatile in this choppy sideways action right here, going back in time for the last 2 months, that we've been able to take advantage of. We were obviously in a downtrend for quite some time, and we knew bounces were coming in this market. So it's very bullish to be able to take advantage of both of these. especially this very symbolic 2/2 date, the new moon. Shave a little off the top. We figured there would be high volatile price action in the cryptocurrency market on March 3rd, being that symbolic 3/3 date, and not breaking this top right here on the second, hitting a high of 45,426. Well, we know back here we hit that 45,855, so we didn't quite break a higher high in the structure as well. So again, showing us confirmation to move sideways for a little bit. Still plan on March being a exciting and explosive month. Might take towards the end of the month now. We know that symbolic 3/22 date of Skull and Bones 3/22 is coming up, so that's something we're going to keep an eye on as well as the full moon that are typically bearish. But we're seeing this energy come in very early in the cryptocurrency market right now. So I do believe this is very occultic and scripted to some events going on right here around the new moon in this 3/3 date, leading into 3/5, 3/6, 3/7, and 3/8. These are all very powerful numbers used by the occult, ladies and gentlemen. We're in 38-year manifestation rituals, and that's very powerful. The idea, like I said earlier, we'd like to be bought up to 40,200. Up to 40,200 for Bitcoin. That'd be bullish to see confirmation above. Would see a breakout to another 41K, possibly 42, get back above that 42K range and hold support. That's something we're looking for. Alright, you guys, give me 1 second. We'll take one quick look at XRP and then we'll work on getting off of here. Just want to come give a quick market update and see how this video is doing. Sitting at that symbolic 74, right under our 76-cent resistance and a support that we want to see held, that green line you see on your screen. So very important. We know for a fact that's important because Ripple ties us into that 76, and we know 86 cents is the next target. We're reaching out to see our 86 cent launchpad theory, ladies and gentlemen. So very important. We've been in this downtrend. XRP is no different than anything else. You can consider whatever you want, the SEC, etc. What matters most is this is a ritual coin. They make it do what they want it to do when they do it. They inject liquidity into this the same as they do everything else accordingly. So, this is all theater we see in the cryptocurrency Twitter space with the SEC lawsuit or whatever. If you bought this SEC dump back here, you were a true legend. Not surprising. So, we know that if you bought the C19 dump going all the way back in time to breaking our trend line, you're a legend. If you've held it since, you're a legend. So very important. If you sold Doge on May 8th in our sell-off because of Elon Musk, and then you put it into XRP at the bottom, you're a legend. You're still up. So very important. Right now we've just kind of been in this horizontal trading range, which looks very kind of Wyckoff style. Buying climax, rejection, selling climax with a bottom, double bottom, move on up to an automatic reaction and an automatic rally, and then perpetual lower highs until we form our bottom. And we'll continue to see how that breaks out. It's hard to tell when we start to notice the SOS. This will possibly be this spring in our first SOS test with a backup period, and we'll know if that was true we won't know if that was true until we break out until probably $1 or this trend line going back in time. That's probably when we'll confirm this SOS pattern. We'll possibly see this go something like this, come back, and go just like that into the golden pocket. So very important. That's something we're looking out for XRP before we see it break out towards $2 by the end of May. Hopefully. Not surprising. Don't pay attention to the time horizon. So very important. We're looking for that SOS though. Pretty damn close, I think, to that period in a lot of altcoins and things like VeChain, Zilliqa, XDC, Hedera Hashgraph. There's XDC, Hedera Hashgraph. Looking very similar to Wyckoff theory. XLM, the very same. Got to definitely be very conservative right here, but I do believe that there's a lot more price discovery ahead for these altcoins in the near distant future. And that's any analyst that's looking at the chart with technical analysis. They don't have to be using the code. We could just be considering technical analysis tonight. But I remember when we were in this period where everybody was screaming we were going higher and higher, and we saw how that went. It doesn't matter, right? What does matter is if we use our investment thesis that we're building and technical analysis and common sense in these markets. We don't pay attention to the hype and the FOMO and the nonsense that's being shielded in cryptocurrency. We're probably going to see this break out soon, hopefully. I'm very bullish on that. We've been in this continual uptrend for 2 years now, and this is what we've been talking about here on the Daily Candle Close News. We've been doing our due diligence in the background with the code and, finding the exoteric information, so we can get the esoteric. We're already chilling, and I believe this is still bullish right now for the cryptocurrency market. And we'll have to be calm and continue to see how this plays out. But with all that being said, you guys, target range for XRP is obviously closing dailies above that 76 cents and a breakout of that 86 cent launchpad theory that closes us a daily candle above the 236, and we want to see that hold support because we'll see that trend line in the near distant future right there at around $1.12, that $1.11, that very symbolic 111, possibly here in the near distant future. So what about March 11th on that true 111 date? We know the occult, they use March as the first month of the year. So all this is very powerful, pioneers. Just wanted to leave you with some work this morning before I went in here and clocked in at work. Definitely hoped you enjoyed, and there wasn't much lag in the video. I know there wasn't a lot talked about more market sentiment and psychology, but it's the most important thing right now. Not the code, not the technical analysis. It's just not paying attention to any FUD and fear. With all that being said, take care, pioneers, and we'll see you in the next one. God bless.